our second annual conference, and we are proud to announce that we have speakers from all over the country, which makes this two-day conference truly a national in spirit. Okay, we are very pleased to welcome all those who have been with us for more than a year now, as well as those who are new to the U-innovate community as speakers or as attendees. Thank you all for the mutual passion you have for U-innovate's vision or mission, that is overcoming pedagogical solitude. Well, this is actually the conference's focus. I mean, this conference's focus, but it is actually the main mission and objective of the U-innovate team. And that is being achieved by organizing different online events like annual conferences, special events, and monthly webinars where speakers, I mean, mainly teachers actually, share their experience and creative ideas and contribute to the empowerment of the ELT community and the promotion of English language teaching in general. Okay, well, I don't know what to say. I just like to express my sincere appreciation as well, not only for speakers and attendees, but also to all the organizing committee members who helped make this event come together and become a success, inshallah. Special thanks are due to Mrs. Lama Atwi. Yes, Lama, we couldn't have done this without you. You were like the angel behind the scenes, making huge efforts and motivating us to carry on and rise to the challenges that we face. So far, we have organized 14 monthly webinars, 3 special events, and 2 annual conferences, as this is actually the second annual conference. Hundreds of teachers attended our events, and so many speakers from all over the country and even from abroad took part and tackled or highlighted key topics like, let me mention some, using web tools to enhance learning, theater and games in the EFL classroom, fostering critical thinking, yoga reading and writing, BBL in or for the new normal, assessment, learning difficulties, what else? Adapting textbooks, learning beyond the classroom walls, etc. So a variety of insightful and inspiring topics indeed. Okay, that's really great. And we are really so proud of that. I sincerely hope you will enjoy today's and tomorrow's presentations. Let me tell you that there will be a quiz to answer. Mrs. Lama, the quiz slide, please. Okay, shall I talk about the guidelines first? Okay, as you wish. It's okay, anyway. Okay, let's talk about the quiz first. That's really important. Changing. Okay. Well, so attendees need to answer by the end of day 2, actually. And there is a prize to win. So you need to attend both days to be able to answer. Part of the quiz is a secret word that you need to discover. So all you need is to collect capital letters that are spread over in some of the speakers' presentations, okay? They are letters of a huge size, big size, and they are all in red. Okay, is that clear? So your attention, please. Find out about the letters to find out the secret word so that you can answer one of the questions that is in the quiz and win the prize. Okay, the guidelines slide, please. Before we get started, let me remind you of some guidelines. Okay, so some guidelines for the speakers. You know, you have about 18 minutes, okay, for the presentation and 2 minutes to answer questions by attendees. For the audience, please, or the attendees, please keep your mic muted, okay? And if you've got a question or a comment, you can use the chat box to type in there. If you got a question to ask the speaker, you can hit the raise hand button to participate and wait for your turn. And then you unmute to ask the question and then mute again to listen to the answer. Okay? Okay, before coming to the close of these remarks, I would just like to remind our moderators, our dear moderators, to stick to our time schedule and not to let any session overrun, okay? So again, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Yes, thank you. Over to you, dear moderators, to introduce the speakers and kick off the first session, okay? Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Camelia. Hello, everyone. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Hello, everyone. So I'm Samar Dridi. I'm one of the moderators for today's event. Well, I'm so glad to moderate this second annual conference and to be, of course, among this brilliant cohort of innovative teachers and inspectors. Well, without further ado, let me introduce our first speaker today. So it's going to be Mrs. Saïda Jdisfersi. She is the ELT coordinator at the U.S. Embassy of Tunis. She will share with us the exchange program opportunities open to Tunisian educators and students. Please, Ms. Saïda, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mrs. Samar. Thank you so much. So I'm so happy to be with you today. And let me just share my presentation. Can you see it now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so as Mrs. Samar mentioned, I'm Saïda Jdisfersi. I'm in charge of English language programs at U.S. Embassy Tunis. And today I will share some online resources that I'm sure they will be useful to educators. And I will talk also briefly about some exchange programs for teachers and students. So the first online resource I would like to tell you about is American English at state.gov. So this is a website. It's created by Department of State. It includes a lot of resources for teachers. There is, lesson plans, there is material, there are a lot of things to print, there are games, board games or songs. There are a lot of resources. There is also the Forum magazine, if you've seen it here. So the Forum magazine is a magazine written by teachers for teachers. So it's written by teachers throughout the world, and it's meant to help teachers on different educational topics. So it appears every quarter, and we used to have like copies of this magazine, but now it's available online. So you can go to this website, americanenglish.state.gov, and you can upload the issues of Forum magazine, the copies of the Forum magazine every quarter. There are also two others Facebook pages that are available, and they are very active and they have a lot of resources for educators. We have the first page is American English for Educators. So they provide educators with different teaching tips, with a lot of materials also for teachers. You can check the this Facebook page and see all the materials they provide. And there is also American English at State. This is a very resourceful, page. There are a lot of videos, a lot of graphics, a lot of, idioms they explain. So this is very, very useful. I find it very useful, for educators and even for students. So you can check these two Facebook pages to know more about the content. Also, we have a series of American English Facebook live series. These are, I'm sure some of you have heard about this series. They are 6 online seminars. You can go to the American English for Educators page every other Wednesday. So they start either at 2 or at 1 or 2. It depends on the time in, in Washington, D.C. So you can go to this Facebook page every other Wednesday and you'll find a webinar, a 1-hour webinar. Anyone can participate in this. It's open to teachers or future teachers or even MA students. It's about a variety of topics, useful to, or relevant to teachers. And if you take part in 4 out of 6, you can get a digital certificate. And at the end of each session, you can get a badge. You can answer a question. It's a little, quiz. Answer the question and get a digital badge. Another online program, it's called Open Program. This program used to be called the e-teacher program. I'm sure some of you also have heard about it. So this is based on a scholarship. So the embassy through Department of State provides scholarship to some educators to take part in this online program. This program usually takes 8 weeks. It's an intensive sessions. It's offered by different US universities like George Mason University or Oregon University. So we have a lot of alumni, a lot of Tunisians educators who took part in this program. Usually if you finish the program, so as I said, this is very intensive. So if you are selected and you got the scholarship, we encourage you to finish the program till the end so that you can get digital certificates. The recent one, so it's now closed, but we had professional development for teacher trainers course. It was open. We announced it on our Facebook page and we selected, I think, 10 participants to take part in this program. Also, we have a similar one. It's called MOOCs. MOOCs stands for Massive Open Online Courses. So these are free. So the other program is based on scholarship. This one, it's open and free, as its name tells it. It's open, free for everyone. They are offered again by US universities like Arizona State University. Available topics are includes like integrating critical thinking into the classroom, teaching English to young learners, English for journalism, English for science, technology, and mathematics. And there are a long list of topics. So if you'd like to know more, you need to go to this website. It's openenglishprograms.org/MOOC. So you can find more information and dates about these MOOCs. We also at the embassy host monthly workshops for educators. For instance, the recent one was in November in celebration of the International Education Week. We had a speaker. She's a virtual intern from the United States, and she talked about American universities life. We have this event, it was public, it was open to the public, so we usually announce our events on our social media and website. We also send emails to our contacts, so if you would like to take part in these, just follow us on social media. We also invite our alumni from different programs. If they would like to present on any special topic, we are open to that. So I'm gonna skip this program because it's for university, but also it could work. I'll talk about it briefly. So the English Language Fellowship Program. So this program brings experienced US TESOL professionals to Tunisia to teach in local universities, and they should teach like American studies, American civilization, American culture, history, etc. So we used to have a fellow based at Manuba University, or another institute in Gebes, another institute of languages in Beja also. For the moment, the virtual program turned into virtual due to the pandemic, but we hope to get this program back. We can bring fellows also to train teachers or provide training for teacher trainers, etc. So this is something we need to work on with institutions like the Ministry of Education or Ministry of Higher Education. Same for English language specialists. So this one also brings experts from the United States to Tunisia to work on a very specific project. I think some people can remember the English language specialist we brought 2 years ago, Dr. Spencer Salas, and he worked with pedagogical assistants and the teacher trainers, the inspectors. So if you have any special project in mind and you need expertise or support from the United States, we can work together and bring a specialist to help you work on a special project. So these are mainly the resources we have, mainly the online ones. Now I'm going to talk about the exchange programs for educators. The first program is Fulbright Teaching Excellence and Achievement Program, known as Fulbright Tea Program. So this program is a 6-week professional development program. Tunisian participants go to US universities to take part in different seminars, conferences. They go there and learn more about teaching methodologies and strategies. They know about how to use technology in the classroom. This program, exists since many years in Tunisia, and we have a lot of alumni from different regions. As you can see, so we have alumni from Tunis, but also from other regions like El Kef, Sfax, Sousse, Tataouine, Beja, and Mednin. And I think we have one alumna with us, Mrs. Samar Dridi. She's one of our Fulbright Tea alumna. She took part in this program, I think, last year. So what are the eligibility criteria for the Fulbright Tea program? So the participant should be a secondary teacher, mainly full-time teacher, not a part-time teacher. This program is not for English teachers only, but teachers from other disciplines can take part in this program. Teachers from fields like math, science, special educations are eligible to take part in this program. They should have the bachelor degree, of course, or the equivalent, and they should have at least 5 years of teaching experience and strong leadership potentials. So these are the criteria. I would like to let you know that this program will open very soon, probably like in 2 weeks. It will open, and we will look for candidates. So just get prepared and let your colleagues know, and follow us on our Facebook page and social media. The other program is FLTA. It's Fulbright Foreign Language Teaching Assistant. So this program brings Tunisian participants to go to the US to teach Arabic for 1 academic year. So they usually go and teach Arabic at a university. This is a non-degree program. So this is 1-year program. The previous one, it's a 6-week program. This one, it's a whole year. So 1 academic year. This program is for early career teachers, for those who have the equivalent of bachelor degree, and they should have like between, I think, 3 and 7 years of experience, not more. So they should be early career teachers. This program usually open in summer, so if you are interested, stay tuned. We also have another program called Study of the U.S. Institutes for Secondary Educators, or known as SUSE program. So this program is usually between 4 and 6 week study tour. Participants go again to U.S. universities to examine the history and evolution of U.S. institutions and value. The participants go there and visit U.S. secondary schools. They also do what we call a co-teaching. So they teach with the American teacher, but they help in teaching students, younger students. And this mainly focus on improving curricula. It's different from the Fulbright Tea, which is more about methodology and teaching strategies. This one is for English teachers only, it's not open for teachers from other disciplines. It's also for admin, or what we call administrators. Usually it could be a teacher trainer or someone who works at the Ministry of Education. So they are all eligible and they can take part in this program. They can apply. We have, again, we have alumni from different regions in Tunisia. Why I want to tell you this? Because I want to insist that we select our participants from different regions, not only from Tunis and Sousse and Sfax. I mean, we try to find participants or eligible participants from different regions in Tunisia. So I'll talk, I'm not sure if I have still some time, Mrs. Samar, to talk about the exchange programs for students.
Well, yes, please carry on.
Okay, thank you. So I'll talk about the different exchange programs for students. I'll try to be brief. So we have programs for students who are high school students, aged between 15 and 17. We have the YES program. It's Kennedy Luther Youth Exchange and Study Program, known as the YES program. This program usually brings high school students to go to the US to spend one academic year studying and living with the host families and acquiring leadership skills. We have the international writing program called Between the Line. So this program, it's a summer creative writing program. It's for students who likes writing, both in English and Arabic. Usually, so they go to the US and work with their peers. They also visit the University of Iowa to train or to enhance their writing skills. We also have the Tech Girls program. This program is open for girls between the age of 15 and 17. It inspires girls to pursue higher education and career in technology. So they go to the US for 3 weeks and they learn a lot about programming, robotic, mobile application building, web design, video graphics, etc. So anything related to technology. This is very, very interesting program for girls who are keen on technology. We also have MEPI Tomorrow's Leaders program. So this is a scholarship. Usually it's open to students who got their back degree. So usually if you got your back degree, you can apply to this program. And this program is a 4-year scholarship program. So you get a full scholarship to take part in one of the American universities in Lebanon or in Cairo. So this is a scholarship to go and study in American universities. As I said again, it's a full scholarship. So you got the scholarship to study your full 4 years and get your degree. We have also some other programs for undergraduate students, for students usually who are at their university studies. first or second year. We have Thomas Jefferson. This program is 1-year program. It's open for students at university level. We have also the SUSI for students leaders. Again, this one is open to university students. And we have MEPI students leaders. You can find more details about these programs on our website and Facebook page. I want to also inform you that we have an Education USA advising service. So we have an Education USA advisor. She's a Tunisian based, her office is at Amidis, Tunis. This service is a free service for students who would like to carry on their studies in the US. So the advisor can help them, guide them which universities provide scholarships. So this is an independent service. It's not, I would say it's within the embassy, but the office is is at Amidis, Tunis. This is the website, and if you would like to get more information, you can contact her. I think that's it. So this is my last slide. These are the email addresses. If you have any questions, send it to unesel.programs@state.gov or the other ones. But I'm happy to answer any questions you might have right now, if we have time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Saida. Thank you for this piece of information. As you mentioned, I myself benefited from one of these exchange programs, which is the Tea Program. And I really learned a lot, especially when exchanging experience with teachers from all over the world. I also highly recommend the MOOCs and the resources on social media and the websites. They are really useful for teachers, especially I teach young learners. So if there are questions among our attendees, I think I saw someone asking whether it is free about the programs. Are they free? Yeah, this is
yes. Yeah. So I would like to add that all our programs are offered.
Was it your question?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so all the exchange programs are offered for free. So the US Department of State and the US Embassy pay everything for the participant if he's selected, he or she is selected. So we like everything, by everything, I mean like the visa fees, the flight ticket, the per diem there, like the insurance while the participant is in the US, so the transportation, everything. So everything is covered by the scholarship by the US Embassy. So the participant doesn't have to pay anything. Any other questions?
Yes, there's another question.
Hello. Hello, good evening.
Okay, go ahead, Sikaman. Okay.
Good evening. I'd like just to welcome Mrs. Saida. Thank you very much for this presentation. Now, it's a pleasure to have you in the network. Thank you very much, Mrs. Saida.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kama. Okay. It's my pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Welcome anytime. Now, when will the program for educators, I mean the exchange program, open? Do you have an idea?
The SUSI program
for administrators, I mean.
Yeah. Okay. The SUSI program for secondary school educators. So if it's for teachers and administrators. This year, unfortunately, it's not open because we have two nominees. We selected them like last year and they were not able to take part because of the pandemic. So they will be reselected That's why we are not opening the program this year, but hopefully the program will open next spring. So hopefully next year, in the spring, it will open again.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm sorry I was interrupted. I'm back. I guess Shema has got a question. Lame is raising her hand. Can you hear me?
Yes?
Yes.
I see a lot of hands risen.
No more, I guess.
Okay, so if there are no more questions, let us move to the second
Mrs.
speaker.
Samar, will you give Mrs. Saida some feedback from the chat box?
Sure, of course.
Okay, many comments over there.
Exactly, a lot of comments.
Mrs. Samar,
Yes?
can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Mrs. Saida Jdidi, for these fruitful information. I have been teaching for more than 29 years, and really I'm amazed because it's the first time I have been exposed to such a fruitful and rich program. I want to ask, as far as Fulbright program is concerned, for those who are like me, have been teaching for more than 25 years, is there any chance to participate?
Thank you, Mrs. Camilla, for your question. As you said, yeah, before or like in our times, we did not really hear about all these opportunities and all these programs offered, probably because of technology was not, available at that time. So to be honest, usually our programs are for mid-career teachers. So yeah, usually mid-career teachers to help them carry on their, career. You said you have more than 29 years. I think you have the expertise, and I think now you are like the source of, to share the expertise you had. I can tell you, you can apply to the online courses. The online courses are open to everyone, and we can select teachers with, 20 years of experience or more. However, for the in-person programs, exchange programs, as I told you, usually we encourage mid-career teacher or early, teachers at their early career to take part.
Thank you very much. It's clear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. So some feedback from the chat box. A lot of colleagues are really thanking Mrs. Gigi for the rich content she has just presented. And there is also feedback about the MOOCs. Some colleagues are who has already participated are also recommending the MOOCs because they are really very beneficial. Well, I again thank you very much, Ms. Sfeqsi, for your participation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for inviting me. It's my pleasure.
You are most welcome. Mrs. Marwa, the floor is yours.
Yes.
We can move now to our next presenters.
Thank you, Samar, and I would also like to thank Mrs. Jdidi for the useful information that she shared with us. Now it's time for the second presentation, which will be co-presented by Mrs. Dawi and Mrs. Zghal. So Mrs. Kawthar Jaziri Dawi is a teacher of English at Lake Banks Prep School. She has been teaching for more than 25 years now. She is an ESA coordinator with the British Council and a Microsoft Innovative Educator. She has been actively engaged in the implementation of student-centered projects focusing on developing life skills and intercultural competence. Mrs. Basma Mahjoub is also a teacher of English at Lake Banks Prep School. She has been teaching for 22 years. She's also an ESA coordinator with the British Council and a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert. She believes in the importance of collaboration and the authentic learning opportunities that projects offer to her students. So our two presenters, Mrs. Zghal and Mrs. Dawi, will give us an overview of the activities they have been collaborating on with national and international partners. So without any further delay, let's welcome Mrs. Zghal and Mrs. Dawi. Can you hear me? Hello, Mrs. Zghal? Mrs. Dawi, are you ready for
hello?
the presentation?
Do you hear
Hello?
me?
Yes.
Yeah. Good evening, dear colleagues
Good
and
evening.
inspectors. Good evening. Thank you all for the invitation.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I have the slide on another PC, so can I have the access just to share the slides?
Yes.
Yes, sure. Just a second.
If not,
Can you check, Ms. Basma?
not for the moment.
Is it okay now?
No.
Not yet.
So it's Kawthar Jaziri and Basma Zghal. You have one.
Yeah, that's it.
We're using two PCs, one for the voice and one for the presentation.
Oh. So you are designed as presenters?
Yes.
Oh, good. So you can share?
Not for the moment.
Can you check on the right, top right?
Ms. Samar, can you please, I'm just raising hand, the PC where I'm raising my hand.
Kawthar and Basma? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's it, yes.
That's it.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Samar.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you all for the invitation once again. Okay, it's a great pleasure to be among you in this second annual conference. We welcome all the attendees and hope that this presentation will be useful and inspiring to all of you. In this presentation, we are going to shed the lights on our experiences at the Lake Banks Pioneer Prep School and efforts to overcome the pedagogical solitude. I and my colleague Basma are going to summarize our ISA journey, the 4 activities we shared with Tunisian partner schools, and the 3 activities we had with international partners. Our global conversation experience with the Economist Burnett News Club, Issue 5 Building Back Greener, the current experience with Topical Talk, Headlines Projects, and the Global School Alliance projects, the Global Culture Project, and the GSA Student Council. Part 1, International School Award. Our activities with national partners. Our first activity was Cleanliness School Environment. The activity was based on preparing and taking part in a school cleanup campaign to clean the school premises. For a better school environment was also meant to plant trees, clean the walls, decorate them, write slogans, and design posters. During this event, the pupils participated in harvesting the school's olive tree in the traditional way farmers do it. The description was discussed and developed during an Arabic lesson. The picture of the olive tree was transferred into a mosaic in a workshop designed by the history and art teachers. The technology teacher, too, presented the lesson on the process of extracting olive oil. The physics teachers organized workshops with pupils to show them how to recycle used frying oil from the school canteen to get scented soap bars. The local governor's visit to the school, some samples of the pupils' writings about the school cleanup campaign. Our partners in this activity were Mrs. Tumia Khamesi, ISA ambassador, and the pupils at KEF Pioneer Prep School. Our second activity was Stop Bullying. This activity was based on a school anti-bullying campaign. This brought the school community together, and the pupils were actively involved in the fight to prevent and put an end to school violence. Pupils wrote notes, inspirational quotes, and proverbs on the school board. They performed short plays about school violence, its forms, causes, effects, and the possible ways to prevent or stop it. Our partners in this activity were Mrs. Ulfa Bjawi and the pupils at Al Khadra Prep School. Now we move to the third activity. The third national activity was voluntary work. The pupils wrote and shared information about the benefits of voluntary work. They performed short plays to talk about supporting others, especially kids. They organized visits to a local orphanage. The school also organized a book collection to enrich the school library. This event took place along with the school campaign entitled I Read. Our fourth activity was well-being, no abuse, no addiction. The pupils took part in workshops and an open day held by teachers and experts to raise the pupils' awareness about the hazards and the potential risks of addiction in its different types: smoking, drugs, internet. Pupils were invited to draw posters, wrote advertisements, designed flyers and brochures to warn their peers about the dangers of these addictions. They also designed their own addiction-free buttons and wore them on the open day. They discovered some inspiring experiences: an anti-smoking campaign and the national seminar, Internet Addiction. Our partners in this activity were Mrs. Sausan Abid and the pupils at Khaznada Pioneer Prep School, Tunis. Now we move to our international partners, activities with our international partners. Our first activity was our heritage. The activity embodied a cultural exchange. The students wrote reports about their culture. They also collected pictures about traditional food, clothes, old buildings, monuments, games, etc., which helped them discover their historical and cultural heritage. They designed brochures and leaflets about their country and their heritage. Field trips were held by teachers and pupils to the old city of Tunis, the Medina, Sidi Bou Said, and Carthage. The historian and famous journalist Mr. Abd Sattar Amemu talked about the Medina of Tunis and its different aspects and characteristics. This talk was broadcast on the school website, which was of a great importance to the Tunisian pupils as well as the partner school ones. The pupils performed a show representing their traditional clothes and dishes, which boosted their sense of belonging and identity and helped them feel proud of their country, its past, present, and future. They organized the journey through history, show and recorded a short documentary with their history teacher to talk about the historical monuments of Tunis. A culture box was exchanged with our Palestinian partner school. Messenger groups were created with our partners from Palestine and Iraq. Our second international activity, women issues. The activity was mainly based on the International Women's Day, March 8th. The school took this opportunity to raise the pupils' awareness about the main issues girls and women are facing in our societies. This activity was an occasion to educate and inspire pupils about the role of women in society and throughout history. Pupils were encouraged to actively engage in conversations and share experiences that equip them to question stereotypes and bias, promote gender balance, and celebrate women's social, economic, cultural, scientific, and political achievements throughout history. Pupils also discovered Tunisian women who changed their societies, women who stood up, spoke out, struggled, and left an impact in our culture and history. It was an excellent opportunity to learn about gender equality from young age to promote respect and ensure equal chances for all and to inspire the next generation of women. This gender equality, designing some posters about gender equality. Pupils are designing their posters. Some other posters designed about violence against women. Pupils designed their own posters. The partner school here, pupils viewing the exchanged work. These are some, pupils viewing the exchanged work. And these are some partner schools' letter of appreciation. Our second international activity was language activity. This activity embodied a language exchange. Pupils took part in an online class video conference with the international partner. Yeah. Pupils learning Urdu and Sindhi. These are some samples of the shared activities teaching French. And these are some samples of shared activities teaching Tunisian. And these are some exchanged mails with the partner schools. Yes, these are the exchanged mails with partner schools. Our last supplementary activity was our national flag.
So that activity was celebrating the anniversary of the Tunisian national flag, and we had it with a school from Pakistan. It was the Right School from Pakistan. Yes.
And some partner schools feedback and some letters of appreciation. Thank you very much. Now I pave the floor to Mrs. Basma to talk more about our experiences, more projects and more international projects.
Thank you, Mrs. Shawki. Thank you. So in the second part, I'm going to talk about the Economist Burnett News Club, issue 5, the Global Conversation COP26, Building Back Greener, that was in April and May 2021. So Building Back Greener, yes. So while they were preparing, or they continue to battle against COVID-19, the world leaders were also making decisions about how their countries will recover. So for 6 weeks, students in our school and other schools took part in global conversation exploring why experts think that the best option is to build back greener, to protect the environment, what this might look like, and whether changes can be made before it's too late. During this activity, some lessons were presented in classes, and some were online sessions. The students took part in different activities and interacted with other participants in the hub. They participated in weekly competitions, and our school club won 2 out of the 6 competitions in that project. The students also commented on the other student posts, and they sent comments answering the weekly big questions. They wrote posts related to the topic, and here are some of the club's published posts. They also had the chances to ask some experts and on May the 11th, a special event took place as all the participants from 40 countries attended a live global meeting on Zoom, and this allowed them to interact with other schools from the different parts of the world. The students interacted directly and through the chat box. They interviewed the experts and learned a lot from their experiences. They also took part in polls and answered quizzes. And these are some samples of their final artwork at the end of their projects. Some of our pupils' final piece artwork were showcased in a virtual global gallery. And during the 6 weeks, our club members succeeded in publishing 229 comments, 32 posts, and they were awarded 33 stars and won 2 out of the 6 competitions. Here are some of the tweets about the school achievements. And here is one of the students' positive feedback. In the third part, I'm going to talk about The Economist, Burnett News Club, Topical Talk. But before that, let's introduce Topical Talk. What is Topical Talk? So Topical Talk gives the teachers free teaching resources for weekly classroom discussions about the current affairs. It gives the pupils the chance to join inspiring online discussions with peers and topic experts from all over the world. The topical talk is divided into 2 parts, projects and headlines. In the topical talk projects, one issue is discussed in depth over 5 weeks. The sequenced session plans build towards a final piece, and the pupils participate in online polling. There are also some Q&As with global topic experts. And our first project with Topical Talk was COP26, The Power of Perspectives. So in September, as the world leaders were getting ready to meet at COP26 in Glasgow to discuss the climate crisis, the students had debates about the power of perspectives and whose voices should be heard in the decision-making process. In this project, during a month and a half, the pupils attended 5 sessions and ended up by sending their final pieces. And here is an idea about one of our pupils' work on the hub. She had 1 post with the feedback and 2 published posts. We can have a look on her profile so you can see her approved comments, her awarded stars, and the competition she just won on the 14th of December. So here is the published post and her final piece at the end of the project. The headlines with the topical talk. So, in the topical talk headlines, we discuss a different news story each week. So there are weekly session plans and printable supporting resources. And the pupils take part in online polling each week. Here is one of the topical talk headlines that we discussed in our club. And just to have an idea, this is the topical talk teacher's dashboard. Okay, the fourth part will present the newest Global School Alliance projects. And our first project with the GSA is the Global Culture Project that started in October 2021. So, as part of a pilot scheme, 40 GSA schools have been paired with international schools to connect 15 countries worldwide. The main objectives of this project are connecting two classes from different countries, introducing themselves, expanding the knowledge about the other culture, introducing pupils, and creating written or video presentation to be uploaded to the GSA group. And finally, they are going to present it or share the results in a live video conference or Zoom meeting. So our school is paired with the Byron Academy from the UK. And in this project, the student exchanges the letters with their partners, both in English and French, and the packages with the letters were sent to the partner school. The student also changed some videos and PowerPoint presentations. And on December the 15th, the two classes were connected in a live Zoom meeting. Our second project with the GSA is the Secondary Student Council. Okay, your attention here. And the secondary school council members here take part in discussions with their peers around the world on their own platform accounts. They publish articles on important topics, and they can join half-term GSA council conferences, and they set up elections to recruit new members at the end of the year. So we have just started this project in 2 weeks or in December, on December the 9th, and we had a Zoom meeting. So this is the newest project. So if you want to know more about it, just stay tuned here. Okay. To conclude, I want to say that our ISA, our BNC, and our GSA journeys have opened up new horizons and opportunities to discover the pupils' talents, to fulfill their passions and broaden their perspectives in order to help them acquire a global dimension. That's it. So I hope that you enjoyed our presentation and that this will be of some inspiration to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Vawi and Mrs. Ghal. It's a great inspiration. Thank you for your amazing presentation and for the variety of activities that you mentioned. They are really engaging to students. They represent fruitful opportunities, not only for learning the language, but also for life skills in 21st century. And this is really amazing. Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, it's time now for questions or comments if you have. So you have a question. Is it easy for the students to interact with international students and experts? Did they find it motivating?
Okay, step by step, they get closer to each other, and you know that our pupils are keen on the ICT, so they are using technologies to collaborate or interact with their partners. So there are no real difficulties in doing that. And of course, the teachers are here to supervise, control, and help whenever it's necessary.
Yeah, in
Thank
fact,
you.
they are highly motivated to be engaged in such authentic activities, and they want to extend their learning outside the classroom. So that what made the work easier for the pupils is that they want to expand more their learning, and it was something new for them but they are really motivated to go beyond and try other skills and learn more about other schools. And it was amazing, actually.
Yeah, the fact that it goes beyond the classroom is, or it can really be motivating for students. Okay, this is very interesting. I think Mrs. Sosan is raising her hand. So, Mrs. Sosan, do you have a question?
Hello, everyone. Indeed, I don't have a question, but I have a comment. Since I was the partner of Mr. Basma and Ms. Kauthar in the ISA initiative, let me tell you that I was really impressed by the rich and resourceful work they gave with their students. And I used to show my students your work so that they are motivated and try to do their best not to lose their faces in front of you. So at the same time of developing their language skills, this kind of work created a kind of positive competitiveness between the schools. And despite the COVID-19 confinement, we used to find sometime online, sometime face-to-face, and carry on our work in order not to be, lagging behind your school. So I really congratulate you for your great efforts. Though I know there are lots of constraints, mainly time constraints. So, for example, I hope these kinds of project works would be given, more time instead of, academic lessons that are done just on the book. It really builds a stronger personality, stronger community at the same time. And it created bonds between the teachers. I came closer to you. I really find you someone great. You inspired me. Thank you for the inspiration. And I'm so honored to know someone like you.
Thank you.
And I wish you the best.
Thank you, Ms. Sousan. We're lucky to have you in two of our international projects, and we hope we're going to collaborate soon as possible, if you are ready to do that, of course.
It will be my pleasure.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Sousan.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Yeah,
and I used to show the Burnett Club project of your school to my students, and they really inspired a lot.
And we're doing the same with our students, of course, Sousan. So
oh, I'm happy we do. And I really encourage you to work.
It was
more.
It was our objective that our students share the experiences, and they can see what other students in other areas can do. And it's really amazing.
Yeah, it is enjoyable since the students, usually they are shy and they don't want to show off their work. But if you show them others' work, then they will be
highly
ready,
motivated to carry on, yes,
and highly motivated.
Mrs.
I really congratulate you.
Thank you. Thank you. Great pleasure.
Mrs. Ghal, you have another question in the chat box.
Yes.
So the question is, what is your message to teachers who are still in their pedagogical solitude? I mean, in their comfort zone?
Just try, and you'll find other ways and new horizons. So that would be something greater than being limited in a small classroom and teaching the pupils in your small classroom. So just try it, and you will never regret it.
Motivate, encourage students, and give a try. So pupils find that they are really they want to get into such experiences, and they are always motivated to do something new for them. Okay, outside the academic lessons and the textbook, and so we have to be motivating our pupils so that they can try all the time. It's the teacher's job, I think.
Okay, just one anecdote here to say, whenever one of our projects is coming to an end, I always have my pupils asking about the coming project. Miss, when is the next project? I want to participate in the following project. So they always want for more and more international projects mainly.
Yeah, thank you very much. So our attendees are thanking you for your super inspiring projects, for your very interesting projects. Many thanks in the chat box, many appreciation words. So thank you very much for the inspiration, and keep up the great work you are doing. Thank you. Okay, now I think over to you, Samar, for the third presentation.
Thank you very much again. So we are going to move on to our third speaker. So our third speaker is Ms. Basma Mahjoub. She is a teacher of civic education in Qasr Halal Prep School. She has been teaching over 20 years. She collaborates with different organizations and associations to extend her students' learning beyond the walls of the classroom. Ms. Mahjoub will share with us her experience of connecting the school to the local community. So something special now is that we are going to switch to Arabic. So مرحبا بك Mrs. Basma. Madam Basma. I think she's trying to write something on the chat box. Can you hear me, Ms. Basma?
نعم، السلام عليكم، مساء النور.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. مرحبا بك مدام بسمة.
مرحبا بالجميع.
تفضل، الله يخليك المكان باش تقدم لوحدك المشروع.
أي شكرا. بارتاجي من عندك مدام لما. نعم، يعني العرض بتاعنا إن شاء الله انفتاح المدرسة على محيطها الخارجي ودوره في تحسين جودة التربية والتعليم. يعني المدرسة اليوم ما نجموش نحكيو على مدرسة منتجة وهي تكون مدرسة مغلقة، إذن لابد من انفتاح المدرسة على محيطها. نعم، قدموا مدام لما. نعم، تقديم بسمة محجوب قدمتني زميلة يعطيها الصحة، مقري في قصر هلال في كوليج، عندي خبرة 20 سنة تدريس. والحاجة اللي نجم نقول نعتبرها تمييز عندي أو مميزة جدا عندي هي نادي التربية على المواطنة اللي ننشط فيه منذ 2012، وهو بالنسبة لي أني عندي 4 صغار وهو ولدي الخامس. تفضل مدام لما. به العلاقة الموجودة بالمؤسسة التعليمية ومحيطها سوسيو اقتصادي، يعني المؤسسة ما هيش في عزلة على المجتمع. كي نقولوا المجتمع فما محيط اجتماعي، محيط اقتصادي. المدرسة اللي تحب تنجح في أداء وظيفتها التربوية ووظيفتها التعليمية لا بد من الانفتاح على المحيط الخارجي. تعتبر إذا المؤسسة التعليمية فضاء اجتماعيا مصغرا تعكس كل العلاقات الاجتماعية الموجودة في المجتمع، ومن ثم فهناك أنماط من المؤسسات التعليمية التي تتراوح بين الانغلاق والانفتاح. كي نقولوا انغلاق يعني مستحيل لنا كلمة انغلاق في مؤسسة تربوية ما تنجم تعني كان الفشل في أداء الوظيفة خاصة التربوية أكثر من الوظيفة التعليمية. نشوفوا هذاك معناها علاش نقولوا ركزوا على النقطة هذه بالذات. إذا ما المقصود بالانفتاح؟ المقصود بالانفتاح هو ربط المدرسة بمحيطها الاجتماعي والاقتصادي. الهدف من الانفتاح هذا هو شنو؟ خلق مدرسة الحياة. اليوم المدرسة ما نجموش نقولوا للصغير هاك مشيت للمدرسة اقعد 8 سوايع في المدرسة وبعد بالنسبة ليه المدرسة في ذهنه هو سجن. بعيد عن كل ما هو حياة، عن كل ما هو بالنسبة لي هو هوايات، عن كل ما هو ممارسة أنشطة يحبها هو، تنمية مهارات. للأسف هذه أغلب اليوم مؤسساتنا التربوية نلقاوها تعيش في حلقة مفرغة نتيجة الانغلاق هذا. إذا مدرسة الحياة التي يحس فيها المتعلم بماذا؟ بالسعادة والراحة والاطمئنان. لذلك تسعى المدرسة إلى أن تكون مفتوحة على محيطها بفضل نهج تربوي أو منهاج تربوي قوامه ماذا؟ استحضار المجتمع في قلب المدرسة. ولنا هي العصا السحرية أو الكلمة السحرية هي استحضار المجتمع في قلب المدرسة. احنا مناش نعيش في كوكب وحدنا. التلميذ كي يخرج من المدرسة فما مؤسسات، فما مجتمع مدني، فما إدارات، فما مؤسسات اقتصادية إلى غير ذلك. التلميذ باش يكون نجم ونخلق منه مواطن لابد أنه دور المدرسة تكمل المؤسسات هذه. إذا الخروج إليه منها بكل ما يعود عليه بالنفع على الوطن، مما يتطلب نسج علاقات جديدة بين المدرسة وفضائها البيئي والمجتمعي والثقافي والاقتصادي. يعني احنا كي نلخصوها ايش معناها محيط المدرسة؟ يعني محيط المدرسة نجم نقسموه محيط اقتصادي، محيط اجتماعي، محيط ثقافي، محيط بيئي. كيف نلموهم العناصر هذا من الكل مع بعضنا. وإذا كان نجحنا احنا في الانفتاح الصحيح نخلق مواطن ايش معناه؟ مواطن قادر على انه يبني ذاته، مواطن قادر انه يتفاعل مع مكونات محيطه الكل ويكون فاعل فيها. اذا كان وصلنا خلقنا الفرد المواطن، اذا ننجح باش نخلق وطن. لانه الوطن ما يتبناش كان بالمواطن المسؤول، مسؤول في تعامله مع علاقاته الاجتماعيه، مسؤول في تعامله مع مؤسساته الاقتصاديه، مسؤول في تعامله البيئي. اليوم اكبر المخاطر اللي نعيشها الانسانيه في العالم الكل هي مخاطر بيئيه، واللي ناجع على التعامل اللامسؤول للمواطن مع البيئة متاعه. إذن فالمؤسسة التربوية هي نسق من العناصر البنائية التي تتكون من شكون؟ المتعلمين، تلامذتنا، الأساتذة، رجال الإدارة، الآباء، الولي. اليوم دور الولي وهام جدا. وبالنسبة لي أنا شخصيا يستحيل اليوم المدرسة تنجح إذا كان الولي يستقي، وهذا للأسف اللي نعاني منه اليوم في المدرسة التونسية. أولياء الأمور والمشرفين التربويين. وبين هذه العناصر البنائية علاقات وظيفية ديناميكية تتسم هذه العلاقات أيضا بطابعها الإنساني والإداري، كما تتسم بالانسجام والتكامل والتعاون والوحدة المهنية التي تتجلى في التربية والتعليم. إذا كان لخصوا هذا الكل نقولوا علاش احنا اليوم نحكيوا على الانفتاح المدرسة. عندي وظيفتين للمدرسة. أنا كي نبعث ولدي اليوم كولي للمدرسة بعثته لك قبل ما يتعلم با تا ثاء، بعثته لك باش تربيه. احنا علاش وزارتنا اسمها وزارة التربية ما اسمهاش وزارة التعليم. لكن اليوم للأسف اللي لاحظوه في مؤسساتنا التربوية كونه لا حققنا هذه لا حققنا هذه، قاعدين ضايعين بيناتهم الزوز، لأنه مسألة التربية ما تنجمش تقوم بها المدرسة وحدها. الانفتاح ثم الانفتاح ثم الانفتاح. نعم تفضل مدام لما. اللي من بعد مدام لما بعد إذنك. كيف تحقق المدرسة انفتاحها على محيطها الخارجي؟ هذوما الساعة نقدمه لكم، هذوما وليداتي في النادي. هذه كيف مدام لما زربت بعدتهم، هذوما تلامذتي في النادي وليداتنا. إذا كيفاش نجموا نقولوا احنا نحققوا الانفتاح مع مش مشكل مدام لما سافا، كيفاش نحققوا الانفتاح؟ انت اليوم عندنا في المجتمع متاع المدرسة مؤسسات اقتصادية، مؤسسات اجتماعية، عندنا المجتمع المدني وما أدراك ما المجتمع المدني. احنا اليوم مثلا باش نعطيكم بعض الأمثلة من الأنشطة التي قمنا بها في إعدادية قصر هلال في إطار انفتاحها على محيطها الخارجي. إذا كيفاش ننفتح؟ عندي عن طريق الشراكة، التعاون مع المنظمات الوطنية التي تعنى بالطفولة والشباب. كي نقول منظمات وطنية تعنى بالطفولة والشباب، عندي زوز قمم كبار اللي هما الكشافة التونسية والمصائف والجولات، وهذوما في قصر هلال الحقيقة قايمين بدور كبير، وكل ما نستحقهم يعني في المؤسسة التربوية، مش كان النادي متاعنا احنا، في المؤسسة التربوية الكل يقوموا بأنشطة وأنشطة مختلفة ولا اله الا الله محمد رسول الله ديما عندهم دور كبير في تنشئة الطفل من خلال برشا أنشطة. مثلا تراه نعدي شوية مدام لما الأنشطة اللي نجم نقوموا بها. تقولي أنت انفتاح المدرسة به الكشافة هذه لنا مثلا احتفلنا بلباس تقليدي، اليوم الوطني للباس التقليدي، هذه داخل المؤسسة. لحظة، هذه في دار الكشافة، يعني احنا المدرسة الكشافة نمشيو ويجيونا التلميذ. يعني عندنا فرع، عندنا عفوا نادي الكشافة في الليساي، واحنا نمشيو زاد كيف نعملوا أنشطة معاهم في المقر نتاع الكشافة. التلميذ ساعات حتى تلامذتي نقول لهم الكشافة يقول ما نعرفهاش، يوصل حتى عمره في الكوليج يعني يبدا عمره 12 عام 13 عام 15 عام ما يعرفهاش كشافة اللي هي في وسط البلاد للاسف، لانه من المفروض من اللي هو في الابتدائي يعرف ايش معناه الكشافة وشنو تنجم تقدم له الكشافة ودورها في خلق المواطن الواعي. الكشافة والمسؤول معروف، هذا مش لا نقاش فيه. نعم، كيف زاد المصائف والجولات. تفضل مدام لما. عن المكتب المحلي للمصائف والجولات بقصر هلال، هذه انتخابات برلمان الطفل كل عامين تتقام كل عامين. عملناها ولا عملناها نظمناها احنا كل لجنه فيها 1200 تلميذ. يعني اذا كان اني وحدي باش نقوم بها الانتخابات هذه يستحيل نجم نجاحها ويستحيل النجم حتى نفكر اني نعملها. الحقيقه وقفوا معنا الكشافه، وقفوا معنا المصايف، نظمناها، امتدت على اسبوعين كاملين من الحمله الانتخابيه، من الانتخابات، الفرز الاصوات، الاعلان النتائج، للاحتفال بالفوز. وفازت لنا بنيه يعني بنت الاعداديه هي اليوم في برلمان طفل، نهاد بن حسن، والحقيقه كانت فرحه كبيره. يعني كيف قعدنا مدينه قصر هلال كامله تقريبا اسبوعين واحنا عايشين بالاولياء بالمنظمات نتاعنا بالاداره نتاعنا بتلامذتنا عايشين على وقع الانتخابات. يعني عملناها بالحق فرحه كبيره. نعم، اللي بعد مدام. كيف يعني حتى من المؤسسات الاقتصادية دورها مهم جدا في انفتاحها على المدرسة. احنا اليوم مثلا نشوفوا المؤسسات التربوية التونسية تعاني ياسر من البنية التحتية، تعاني ياسر من نقص التجهيزات المدرسية، تعاني ياسر من البني القديم. احنا في قصر هلال طبعا معروفة مدينة قصر اللي هي مدينة اقتصادية ومدينة صناعية. الكولاجنا احنا بالذات مؤسسة صناعية، بنات لنا صالة كبيرة متاع رياضة من أعلى طراز، ممكن ناس مش موجودة حتى في تونس كاملة. قاعدين تو في العطلة هذه قاعدين يصلحوا في صالات ويصلحوا في كراسي، هذا الكل باش ما سكرناش على رواحنا وقلنا لا احنا مشينا للمؤسسة الاقتصادية هذه، احنا صورنا حتى مع وليداتي مع النادي، صورنا فيديوهات، صورنا تصاور، واتصلنا بالمسؤولين غادي خذينا معاهم دي رونديفو، تلامذات ياخذوا دي رونديفو ويمشيوا ونصبروا، وساعات يستقبلونا ساعات ما يستقبلوناش، ساعات يعطيونا موعد بعيد وشدينا صحيح. واليوم الحمد لله نجمنا نجيبوا لمؤسستنا نجم نقولوا الدعم المالي، وبفضل ذلك اليوم احنا كان عندنا اليوم باش تزاد لنا 2 أقسام بحول الله. كيف مع المجتمع المدني عندنا احنا اليوم في قصر هلال برشا جمعيات. اهم جمعيه قاعدين نتعاملوا معها احنا اعداديتنا هي جمعيه قصر هلال 2050. نعملوا معها تو في انشطه كبيره، خاصه انشطه توعويه تحسيسيه، اجتماعات تكاد تكون اسبوعيا باش نقاوموا ظاهره العنف المدرسي. لانه التلميذ اليوم التونسي باللي مش تحكي له تقول له العنف مش باهي، باللي مش تقول له راكش تاخذ اكسكلو، راكش تتعدى على الكونسي، مستحيل تنجم تغير حاجه في سلوكه وهو مش مقتنع. اذا احنا اليوم نهدفوا باش نقنعوه، مش برك في المدرسه، خرجوا نهزوا المكتبه العموميه نوريك العنف نتاعو كيفاش ينجم الطاقه اللي عنده ما يخرجهاش في العنف، ما يخرجهاش في عنف لفظي، ما يخرجهاش في كتيبه على الطاوله، ما يخرجهاش في حيط في مدرسته يكتب عليه كلام لا اخلاقي، ما يخرجهاش في زميله يضربه، لا، يمشي عندك نادي الاطفال، عندك المكتبة العمومية، عندك دار الشباب، عندك الكشافة، عندك برشا حاجات تنجم أنت اليوم. أنا دوري نهز التلميذ، نوريه، نخليه هو يختار، يكتشف. صدقوني احنا النادي بتاع قصر هلال ما يبعدش علينا 200 متر وما يعرفوش يتلام. كي تقول لهم انت عندنا نشاط في نادي الاطفال، يقول لك وين الولي؟ يقول لك لا انا ما نبعثش ولدي. يا ودي اجا شوفوا انت النادي شنو هو، اجا شوف المكتبه العموميه، شوف شنو تنجم توفر لولدك، شوف دار الثقافه، شوف دار الشباب. احنا ساعات الولي يقول لك دعم كبير باش انت تنجم تقوم الانشطه هذه، وساعات العكس تماما، ساعات الولي يكون هو الحاجز الكبير. ولكن لنا عاد دور المربي في الأنشطة هذه بالذات، وفي انفتاح المدرسة على محيطها بالذات. يا إما يكون عندك الإصرار، ويكون عندك التحدي، ويكون عندك الغرام. يعني بالنسبة لي الأنشطة هذه غرام، تقدم وتتحدى، خاطر تحديات مش شوي، والعراقيل ما هيش شوي. إما إذا كان مش نقعدوا في محصورين، الحاجة هذه يحبها المتفقد، هذه الحاجة ما يحبهاش، الحاجة هذه الولي باش يقول لا، الحاجة هذه الولي مش يوافق، المدير مش يوافق لي على رحلة، هذا ما تنجمش توصل. هذاك علاش التحدي ثم التحدي والإبداع. حاولوا ديما نخرجوا من الروتين، لأنه التعليم إذا كان مش كل يوم تخلق فيه حاجة جديدة باش يوصل يدخلك في حلقة خطيرة ياسر اللي هي الروتين، ويولي كل ساعة تعداها في القسم عذاب. خاصة نحن مع الاكتظاظ ومع الزمن المدرسي الطويل اللي عندنا، يلزمنا ديما نحاولوا نخلقوا حاجات جديدة. والأنشطة هذه، وإنه انفتاح المدرسة على محيطها وعلاقتها، سواء كان تعاون، سواء كانت شراكة، مهما كانت الأنشطة هذه، تطوعية، أنشطة خيرية، أنشطة بيئية، أنشطة ثقافية. احنا ميزلنا نهار 3 كنا في رحلة بالتعاون مع المصايف والجولات قصر هلال، وتو نوريكم بعد الباج تدخلوا تشوف الصغيرات تفرهدوا. في نفس الوقت راهو انت كي تهزوا رحله مش فقط راهو باش يمشي قرطاجلاند يلعب وينقز مع اصحابه، راهي مجرد وجوده في الكار وحده، مش مع ابوه مش مع امه، وانت تاخذ له التليفون وتقول له لا كان اني يتصل بي البارون، راكش تخلق فيه المسؤوليه، اش تخلق فيه انه اش معناه ينضبط، اش معناها قواعد العيش الجماعي. هذاك كل كي نجموا لا معناها نحقوه فيه في سلوكه في تربيته من خلال الرحله هاكي، ونعجزوا عليك ان نكتبوا له كراسه كامله في القسم. هذه صفحتنا على الفيسبوك، صفحه النادي، نادي التربيه المدنيه. ان شاء الله تدخلوا شوفوا. الحقيقه الوقت شويه ولا نوريكم برشا تصاور وبرشا فيديوهات تعملوا عليهم جو. ويعطيكم الصحه، وشكرا مدام لا لا تحت لي فرصه، وثانك يو اني تكلمت بالانجليزي.
يعطيك الصحة يعطيك الصحة مدام بسمة، فريمون شكر كبير على المجهود متاعك. البروجي ياسر هايل، الجماعة الكل في الشات بوكس يشجعوا فيك. تبارك الله فريمون كيفاش دخلت الكوميونيتي مع الكلاس روم، فريمون يعطيك الصحة. خلينا نشوفوا تراه شكون فماشي أسئلة. دونك عندنا كان برافو اكسلنت، برافو.
باي انا عندي نادي نقرا اني مساج مدام لما بعد
تفضل مدام سمر تفضل.
انا عندي نادي مواطنه زميله مدام سلمى، نادي مواطنه للتعاون مع المصايف والجولان، يتطلب اجراءات معينه. لا هو والله كان يحبوا يسهلها سهل، كان يحبوا يصعبوها. يعني تو مثلا المصايف والجولان متعامله معهم، عندي برشا عاملين شراكه، تمشي انت تتصل بالمكتب المحلي بتاع المصايف والجولان في المدينه اللي انتم موجودين فيها، تطلب انت باش تعملوا عقد شراكه ولا عقد تعاون، تهزوا المدير يصححوا لك، يبعثوا المندوبيه واموركم واضحه سهله ما فيها حتى شيء. وبالعكس المصايف مع المؤسسات التربويه من احسن المنظمات اللي تنجم تتعامل معاها، ومتعاونين ياسر، وبالحق يهتموا ياسر بالطفل والطفوله.
يعطيك الصحه مدام بسمه.
عايشك مدام ويعطيكم الصحه. واني مازال لي تحدي اجتماعكم الجاي باش نحكي بالانجلي
ان شاء الله. مرحبا
ان شاء الله. يعطيكم الصحه ان شاء الله.
يعيشك. Thank you very much. So Miss Basma, I think Mrs. Abid has got something to say. Tausan, very quickly please, because we are running out of time.
Hello.
Sausan, you are muted. Sausan, can you hear me?
Yes, Miss Samar.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really congratulate Miss Mahjoub for her great effort, and I really agree with her that taking kids or youngsters to the to the spot, let's say, taking them on the spot will instill life lessons, values. We need values. We need values to be back. الحقيقة معني كيف نشوفوا كالتسيب متاع التلامذة راهو نقولوا وين دور الولي، لكن هي حتى المدرسة نجم معناتها تحسن وإلا تلطف الأخلاق متاع التلامذة كيف نلهيوهم في حاجات نافعة. مش باش يلقاها في الكتاب والكراسة، لا، يلزم يتحرك، يلزم يعمل الزيارات هذوكم ويشارك بصفة فعالة. Donc I really agree with you. ومدام سمر حبيت نقول اللي there is no break, we may pass on to the third.
Exactly, please do. So the floor is yours, Mrs. Sausan. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, just after a warm welcome to all our attendees in the second annual conference, and some heartfelt congratulations for my colleagues for their efforts and their resourceful interference. And of course, some special thanks to Madame Leme and Ms. Samar, Ms. Marwa for being moderators of today's conference. Let me first express my appreciation for this kind of code switching between three languages. English, French, and Arabic. Wow, I really enjoyed listening to someone speak in Arabic, And indeed, the more you use your brain to learn new skills, the more your brain's functions work well. And especially if it has been a long time before I hear someone talking, Arabic. And we're going to pass to the next part with more and more inspirational teachers. And I'm now passing the floor after I introduce her to Mrs. Jihan Demirji. Now, Ms. Jihan Demirji is an ICT teacher, and she's working at Bashir Nabhani High School in Hamimleaf. She holds a master's degree in educational technology, and she is an eTwinning ambassador and has been actively engaged in implementing project-based learning, as well as other innovative methods in her class. Now, Ms. Demirji will shed the light on how to integrate eTwinning community to expand one's professional development. So let me say hi, Ms. Jihan. Okay. And she's going to speak. Yes. So you can share, I think, Ms. Lamek, could you give the access to Madam Jihan to share her screen, please? Here you are, Mrs. Jihan. And I'm trying to So, Ms. Jihan, are you there?
Bonsoir, merci. Je suis là maintenant. Est-ce que vous m'entendez?
Yes, yes, Ms. Jihan. Je tiens à vous remercier pour votre présence et votre participation à cet événement.
Merci à vous de cette invitation. Je me présente, merci pour la présentation. Je suis Jihan Demirji, enseignante d'informatique et ambassadrice et Twinning. Et je suis avec vous pour présenter mon expérience et je suis encouragée par Madame Noula qui m'a encouragée à participer. Et c'est vraiment enrichissant d'après ce que j'ai assisté dès le début de votre séminaire. Ma présentation s'intitule Enseigner autrement, qui va être présentée en 4 étapes. Commençons par une petite introduction pédagogique, ensuite un exemple concret, un exemple de projet étudié. Ensuite, les avantages d'un projet et je vais terminer par vous présenter c'est quoi étudier. Si vous avez bien remarqué, je vais procéder par une analyse descendante. Donc, les renouvellements des programmes, nous, en tant que, puisque je suis enseignante d'informatique, on a vécu ces dernières années un renouvellement de programme qui a demandé un changement de stratégie, de pédagogie. Là, on va être obligé à utiliser des différentes techniques telles que les jeux, l'étude de cas, l'apprentissage par l'enquête, le brainstorming, la mise en situation, l'atelier, la pédagogie par projet. Et bien, personnellement, j'ai pu trouver tout ça dans la réalisation d'un projet étudiant. Donc, je vais vous présenter un exemple de projet de l'année dernière. Le projet s'intitule The Mediators. Je vais passer à un petit... Est-ce qu'il y a un souci de connexion? C'est bon?
Yeah. Yes, you can carry on, Madame Jihan.
D'accord. Donc, je vais vous présenter le projet qui est un projet qui vise à sensibiliser les élèves aux médias afin d'acquérir de nouvelles habitudes relatives à l'utilisation consciente de médias. Ce projet a été réalisé en partenariat avec 13 pays partenaires, dont je cite la Turquie, la France, Croatie, Géorgie, Roumanie, Bulgarie, la Tunisie bien sûr, l'Italie, Jordanie, la liste est longue. Et dans ce qui suit, je vais vous présenter les activités réalisées par mes élèves et qui sont en même temps réalisées en collaboration avec les 13 pays partenaires. Je ne vais pas parcourir tous les activités, mais je vais choisir quelques activités, contraintes du temps bien sûr. La première activité que je vais vous présenter, ce sont les présentations, c'est-à-dire présentation des élèves, présentation des enseignants, des écoles, des établissements, des pays et des villes. Cette activité va permettre aux élèves de faire l'échange culturel et entre les cultures et les traditions. Aussi, en tant qu'enseignant d'informatique, cela me permet aussi c'est dans le cœur même du programme, c'est l'utilisation de plusieurs outils informatiques tels que YouTube, tels que les créations de vidéos, le Google Maps, le Vocil, Padlet, plusieurs outils qui sont dans notre nouveau programme, on ne dit plus d'ailleurs programme, on dit curriculum, dans vos curriculums. Et regardez bien la première photo, les élèves ici n'utilisent pas leurs propres photos, ils utilisent des avatars. Et bien ici, on assure la sécurité des élèves. D'ailleurs, il faut avoir une autorisation parentale pour pouvoir partager les photos de ses élèves ou même pour pouvoir travailler avec ses élèves en ligne avec d'autres partenaires. C'est pour cela aussi on a participé à des événements tels que le Safer Internet Day. Et toujours, j'essaye en utilisant ou en participant à des événements de trouver un objectif dans le cours, le lien avec le programme que je dois enseigner. Donc, par exemple, on a fait des réalisations 3D, on a fait des affiches, des articles, on a participé à un Menti, un brainstorming en utilisant l'outil Menti aussi, on a participé à un Kahoot, qui est un challenge entre nous et nos partenaires qui contient des questions et un challenge pour voir qui pourra gagner. Je vais passer maintenant à d'autres types d'activités qui sont réalisées en collaboration avec des groupes mixtes. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire réellement des groupes mixtes? C'est-à-dire un élève de chaque pays, ils vont participer à un forum. Donc ici, un autre outil informatique qui est dans le programme aussi. Et au lieu de définir un forum de discussion, eh ben non, on entre dans le forum, on discute avec les élèves et comme résultat, on peut avoir comme des cartes mentales de sujets différents. Je vous amène aussi à une autre activité, fake news activité. Dans cette activité, on a rassemblé aussi, c'est réalisé avec des groupes mixtes de chaque pays. Et on a réparti plusieurs groupes qui s'intéressent chacun à un thème, par exemple le sport, l'autre le magazine. C'est toujours les médias, mais les différents types de médias. Chaque groupe va créer plusieurs fake news et pour aboutir à la fin à créer un magazine. Regardez. Voilà, le magazine. D'accord? Donc, je ne vais pas parcourir tous les activités, mais je passerai le lien de cette présentation, là où il y a toutes les activités détaillées, et aussi le lien de TwinSpace, là où il y a toutes les activités, non pas seulement de notre lycée, mais des autres partenaires aussi. Nous voyons donc, mais le projet doit passer obligatoirement par 6 étapes essentielles qui commencent par la présentation, l'orientation, la communication et la collaboration et finit par une évaluation et suivi de l'impact du projet sur les élèves. Eh bien, personnellement, ce qui m'a attiré à utiliser Untitled, c'est d'avoir un objectif bien précis. Lorsque j'enseigne un cours, j'ai toujours un objectif, j'ai toujours un thème. Même les devoirs sont orientés vers ce thème-là. Et aussi, le point le plus important, c'est offrir une fenêtre sur le monde. Je dirais même casser les murs de la classe, sortir des murs de la classe, avoir un élève épanoui. Donc, c'est très important d'avoir un élève épanoui, un élève qui vient en classe motivé, qui apprend différemment et qui peut acquérir plusieurs compétences transversales et interdisciplinaires dans une même activité. Et bien sûr, on n'oublie pas les motivations intrinsèques. Donc, si personnellement, je n'ai pas trouvé une motivation pour moi, j'aurais pas continué. Et personnellement, j'ai pu enrichir mes connaissances grâce aux communications avec les partenaires étrangers, grâce aux collaborations avec ces partenaires pour devenir pour innover pédagogiquement et pour utiliser encore plus les TIS. Donc, je résume. Si je résume, Untitled m'a permis de réaliser des projets à distance, de motiver les élèves et les rendre actifs dans leur savoir. C'est de travailler d'une manière interdisciplinaire et introduire plusieurs connaissances transversales et plusieurs matières en même temps. Je dis transversales, on a visé aussi les compétences de vie en parallèle parce qu'on ne vise plus seulement les sciences, mais il faut introduire les compétences de vie aussi. Et bien sûr, le développement professionnel. Grâce à ce projet, tu peux améliorer tes compétences. Grâce au projet eTwinning, on a toujours des formations aussi certifiées offertes dans la plateforme. Donc, eh ben, c'est quoi réellement eTwinning? Eh ben, eTwinning est une action européenne qui offre aux enseignants la possibilité d'entrer en contact avec des partenaires locaux et internationaux afin de mener des projets à distance. Disons les TIS. Il nous offre aussi une plateforme d'échange. Cette plateforme, elle est sécurisée, elle est gratuite. Eh ben, le projet eTwinning a été créé en 2005. La Tunisie a rejoint ce projet en 2013 et le projet est chapeauté par la CNTE, son directeur, M. Azdin Zaklouba, et elle est dirigée par un bureau d'assistance nationale dont je cite les noms et espérons ne pas oublier quelqu'un. Madame Sousan Ahfayer, Monsieur Skandal Ghania, Madame Rafiqa Torchi, Madame Soukayna Tril et Madame Ahlem Ben Ali, que je pense tout le monde le connaît parce qu'elle est très active dans la communauté des enseignants. Elle est responsable du côté pédagogique de ce grand projet. Et donc, ce bureau assure l'accompagnement des nouveaux et des anciens étudiants avec un groupe d'ambassadeurs. Eh bien, comment vous pouvez rejoindre cette communauté d'étudiants? Il suffit de s'inscrire dans www.etwinning.net, remplir tout un formulaire. Vous aurez un nom d'utilisateur et un mot de passe, bien sûr, après vérification, parce que, comme j'ai mentionné tout à l'heure, que c'est une plateforme sécurisée. Donc, il faut s'assurer que vous êtes vraiment un enseignant et vous aurez votre mot de passe et nom d'utilisateur pour accéder à toute une plateforme qui contient, là où vous pouvez trouver des projets pour rejoindre, là où vous pouvez trouver des formations continues et certifiées et vous pouvez créer vos propres projets. Donc, je vais vous partager par la suite dans le chat tous ces liens dont j'ai cités dans ma présentation. Et j'espère que j'étais bref. Merci de votre attention et je suis à votre disposition si vous avez des questions. Merci.
Wow, on est tous reconnaissants, Madame Demergy, de l'impact de votre intervention dans cet événement. Mille merci pour votre dévouement, votre très bon travail, votre motivation et surtout votre professionnalisme. Not easy to find someone professional these days and working with dedication. Wow, c'est super.
Merci. Merci.
I'm using French, you know. I find it quite interesting. And I really liked your French. I mean, between us.
Merci. Et je rejoins Madame Basma tout à l'heure lorsqu'elle a dit la prochaine fois je confronterai mon obstacle. Je vais sortir de mon zone de confort et je vais travailler en anglais. Mais bon. Hein?
Why not? Why not? We are all open to questions for Madame Demergy. So, any questions? Any hands risen? I can see someone, raising hand. Okay. Yes, Mr. Kamel. Yes, please.
Bonsoir tout le monde, alors de nouveau. Je voudrais bien remercier Madame Demergy pour le travail accompli. Vraiment, c'est fascinant. Alors, félicitations Madame Demergy pour tout ce que vous faites comme eTwinner. C'est vraiment fantastique, comme disent les Français. Ce qui est fascinant aussi concernant le projet que vous faites, c'est le travail en relation avec l'intégration de l'éducation au métier. C'est un projet très ambitieux. Moi, je fais partie d'un groupe de travail. On a commencé en fait le projet avec le ministère de l'Éducation en Tunisie en partenariat avec l'Académie de Deutsche Welle depuis plus d'1 an maintenant. Et on travaille sur le curriculum, l'intégration de l'éducation aux médias dans le curriculum de diverses disciplines en fait. Bien sûr, moi, ce qui me concerne, c'est la langue anglaise. Et j'invite mes collègues enseignants dans la langue anglaise de coopérer avec les autres enseignants d'autres disciplines, principalement avec ceux de l'informatique et aussi le français et d'autres matières, pour essayer d'intégrer l'éducation aux médias en utilisant des outils d'informatique. Et nous avons besoin vraiment de la coopération de nos collègues du domaine de l'informatique. Et entre parenthèses, vous avez fait une très bonne présentation avec emails. Moi, je ne suis pas vraiment connaissant j'ai pas d'expérience avec emails, mais j'ai vu que c'est très intéressant et on vous invite, Madame Damerji, dans les séances qui viennent de nous faire une petite formation sur emails ou bien sur un autre logiciel de présentation, parce que le PowerPoint, c'est un peu démodé maintenant et c'est vraiment génial. Alors, l'intégration aux médias, on a travaillé un mois à peu près. On a commencé la préparation d'un référentiel pour toutes les disciplines. En fait, nous sommes en train de travailler sur l'intégration de l'éducation aux médias. En anglais, c'est l'esprit critique, enfin, le critical thinking et d'autres savoir-faire. Vraiment, c'est très intéressant. Moi, je suis fasciné par votre présentation et j'invite mes collègues à s'informer davantage sur ce domaine. Et merci bien encore. Et nous sommes à votre disposition. Je voudrais bien dire tout le monde. On peut coopérer, on peut donner plus dans ce domaine qui fait partie en fait encore de les réformes qui viennent. Espérons bien qu'il y aura des réformes dans tous les curriculums qu'on enseigne dans notre pays. Merci bien pour tout le monde.
Merci.
Merci, Si Kamel. Les commentaires sont tous positifs, Madame Damerji. Plein de bravo, plein de remerciements pour votre effort. So, well done, let's say. So, Mrs. Lemmer?
Yes.
I muted my microphone.
You were muted.
Yeah, sorry for this. You didn't hear me? Shall I repeat? So I just said thank you, Madame Damerji. Les commentaires sont tous positifs. Il y en a plein de bravo, plein de remerciements. Et the news. Bon, any question before I go on? Yes, Ms. Lemmer? Mrs. Lemmer, I think Mrs. Sana has dropped a message. She said something came up and I can't go on. So you can see the message in the chat box.
Yes, Susan.
Let's hope she's fine.
Exactly.
However, yeah, I'm not sure we can carry on. I mean, presentation unless Mrs. Samar, do you have access to her work and you are going to present it, or shall we just
no, absolutely
close?
not. No, I'm sorry. It will not be able. It will not be possible. Sorry for today. For Mrs. Senef Rajia to present her her work. We'll check maybe tomorrow if she can. Something sudden, I don't know, happened. Thank you everyone for joining us. Miss Camelia.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, so Mrs. Sana has just apologized, let's just wrap up, okay? Okay, so as long as there are no questions for Mrs. Demerji, I'd just like to thank you all for the wealth of inspiring and insightful ideas and projects shared today. Thank you all for the mighty efforts and the time you put to enhance teaching and learning. Thanks for the sharing spirit, for the intrinsic motivation and passion, and for the outstanding work. That's really outstanding. And we can see through all the presentations how we can make a difference when we aim high and try hard. Okay, I really loved all the presentations and mainly the code switching today. Okay, so I have an English and Arabic. That is really so enriching. And what matters most is that we have a great community who are trying to get out of their pedagogical solitude and who believe they can share and inspire a large community who have or who share the same beliefs. Okay, that's really amazing. Thank you all. So I don't know, Mr. Habib or Mrs. Atwi, yes, want to say something before we leave? Yes. Yes, Si Habib, Si Kamel. Yes.
Mrs. Camelia, I'm good. So you, over to you if you want to wrap up or to say, see you tomorrow, maybe.
Okay, so that's it. That's it. So here.
Yes, thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, thank
See
you.
you
Yes.
tomorrow. In fact, thank you, Madam Camelia.
Thank you, Mrs. Lema. Maybe she just can't. Okay, so thank you all again. So here we come to the end of our first day of the conference. Thank you all for attending and for your attention, and see you tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.